my name is Riggs, and on this channel we do vaping product reviews, and today we are going to be having a look at the Augvape V200. Augvape. Yeah, and inspired by an engine. It's inspired by the B18C-R. That was the engine that Honda used in the Integra from 1996 to 2001, producing about 200 brake horsepower. It was a really popular engine, really popular. Now, I got a little matchy going on with the Kennedy 24, a little black and silver. It's easy to match black and silver. It's easy for me to match black and silver. It's not easy for me to match colors because I've been told that generally what I find looks good together doesn't really look good together. I mean, I can match certain things. Yeah, I can match my clothes, which my wife picked out for me. She did a good job. This is my favorite shirt, man. It is. Yeah, it's my favorite shirt. Very comfortable. Very comfortable. Now this one was loaned to me by the Vape Shack here in the merry old town of Mildenhall, Suffolk, UK, where I live, where I dwell, in my man cave, as my wife calls it. But enough of that. Let's talk about this. And some people might think, what the hell does an engine have to do with vaping? But then again, what does a lot of other things that inspire mod makers have to do with vaping? I mean, we've seen pistol grips, pistol barrels. We've seen rocket ships, spaceships, monoliths in Australia. I mean, the little RDA, that looked like an alien butt plug. Remember that? And penguins. They modeled a mod after a penguin. Every time you purge, it shoots you in the face. People love that thing. They love it. Absolutely love it. So, an engine, yeah, that's not so far-fetched now, is it? Now, I think they decided to keep it simple with this one. And we'll get into that in a minute. Tell you a little bit about how it vapes. We'll have a close-up, see the contents of the box. We'll come back up, tell you a bit more about it, and I tell you how much it sells for, and whether you're like, I feel that you're okay to buy that, or should you save your money and go out and buy your wife, I don't know, something nice like some clothes. Well, I mean, I personally have not bought her any clothes for quite some time, but I have given her money to go buy clothes. It's like, she tells me, you never buy me flowers. I said, I thought about buying you flowers, and apparently on the Hallmark card it says the thought that counts. And I thought about it. And there we go. Okay, so here we have the Augvape V200 and the box it came in. And normally I don't show the box because it's just, you're more interested in what's on the inside than what's on the outside. And it's usually a mod sandwich between two bits of cardboard. But I thought this box actually kind of afforded itself a little bit of a mention. But you get this sort of window on both sides. It's a great way to present the mod, actually, especially if you're walking around, you're looking in shops and stuff like that, and you can just kind of see this sat there like this, huh? What do you think? No? I don't know. I kind of like it. You're gonna get a picture of the B18C that it was inspired by, and you're gonna get these little hieroglyphics on the bottom, and it tells a little story. It says, "See, don't throw it away, because in 18 years it'll get you pregnant." No word lie. That's a new language that's coming out of China, so watch out for that. Then you're gonna get this little picture me to follow me and win a prize, and if you scan it and send it off, you'll win the mod you just bought. Probably. I don't know. Maybe you can win another one, because they're always better in pairs. You're going to get the little user manual, and this is a really, really extensive user manual. I thought it was like multilingual, but it's not. It's all in English. Well, I say English. it's been translated, and you can tell that it's been translated because back here at the attentions, it says, please avoid making e-liquid in your mouth directly. So I think that means don't drink it. But you get lots of pictures, tells you about every little thing, and it literally tells you about every little thing. Everything you see on the screen, all the specifications, what it'll fire down to, resistance range of 0.05, which I really like ones that fire down to 0.05 because those are generally the ones I use for setting up my RDAs when I put fresh coils on. It'll fire up to 3 ohms, power range of 5 to 200, output voltage 8.4 volts, and it's really interesting because bypass mode. This thing will give you the full whack. So yeah, really detailed, really detailed. And you're gonna get this braided hose. I guess it's supposed to look like, you know, the braided hose on an engine, but it's actually the USB cable. So yeah, psych, sorry, nothing special, but it's actually kind of a nice USB cable. Well, I better put it back in the box because I'm sure my wife would steal that for her phone. All right, so let's have a look at the mod. So as you can see, it is kind of reminiscent of an engine, or at least the top view of an engine. You've got your oil filler cap. This plate here would house the spark plugs and your spark plug leads. You got your rocker cover or your cam shaft cover. Even the rather large 510 looks like the alloy wheels that were on the Integra at the time. You have a gold-plated spring-loaded 510 connection and a spring-loaded door. It's got quite a good spring on it. You can set your peas here at the dinner table, flick the wife when she annoys you. The battery door has very little movement. It's actually on there pretty good, pretty snug. They've included this little lock on the lip, so it's not just relying on battery pressure to keep the door closed after it's slotted in. You get battery orientation on the door itself. There is no battery orientation at the bottom of the battery carrier thing there. So yeah, let's pop a couple batteries in there and have a look. And it's up pretty quick. All right, it does 200 watts. It's in normal mode. You get the mode that you're in. Normal equals wattage mode. You get the resistance of your coil, voltage applied, puff seconds, batteries A, battery B. You get a battery bar for each one, and battery percentages, as well as a micro USB port for charging and for firmware upgrades. Your oil filler cap is going to be your up and down. Rotate it down to go down, up to go up. It has 3 modes. Clicking the fire button, which is hidden inside the screen. The screen's all one sort of piece, and the fire button is not touch screen, it's clicky. But it's actually hidden within the screen itself. Really good for thumb firing or for normal firing, but you can thumb fire, adjust the wattage up and down, fairly comfortable in the hand sort of thing. 3 clicks will get you into the menu. Adjusting up or down will select the different modes. V mode, like normal mode or sports mode in your car. And then bypass mode. Bypass mode works it like a Mech, but with protections. And what that means is you're still going to get all the normal protections you get from the mod, but it's not going to let you build crazy low and still get 8.4 volts. Not going to let you build down at 0.1 and still bang 8.4 volts out of the battery. It's going to sort of keep it in sort of the safe zone. If I pop an atomizer on here, which I know that I've got a 0.15 build in this, it'll ask you if it's a new loadout. Push up to select yes. 3 clicks to get it into bypass mode. There we go. Bypass mode. Showing I've got a 0.15 coil. Your display will now slightly change to bypass mode, and your wattage will move down here where your voltage was. And then pressing the button, as you see, it kicked out it topped out at 170 watts. So it's not going to let you go a little crazy, or even a lot crazy. Kick it into V mode, and that's pretty much it. So let's pop back up and have a look. Alright, so that was a closer look at Augvape's V200, the engine block vaporizer. Now, the dimension of this, the 510 plate is 25 millimeters in diameter, so it'll fit a 25 mil on there, no problem, right there on the 510 itself. It will also fit up to a 30 millimeter atomizer on here with no overhang. As a matter of fact, you'll have a little bit of a lip. 30 millimeter looks really nice on here. I'm just clouding out the room now. This is crazy. The three modes. You got normal, you have V mode, you have bypass mode. Now you don't have TCR, you don't have temperature control, you don't have presets, you don't have preheats. You got none of that. And that might be a con to some people. For me, I predominantly use Mechs, Mech Squonkers, tube Mechs, but just Mechs. I'm not usually a big fan of regulated mods because in the affordable range, there just really aren't that many that jump out and say, "Hey, I'm different from the rest," you know. And I'm not talking about the flashy paint jobs or the funky shapes. You know, I'm talking about functionality. Whereas this one actually fits what I would want from a regulated mod. It doesn't have all the fluff. It has three modes. It has power, it has more power, and then it has, oh damn, you know. And I really like that, because normal mode, if you're vaping in normal mode at, say, 60 watts or what, it's really gonna vape like pretty much any other mod in its class. But if you start ramping it up, you're going to notice that the ramp up time is quick. Yeah, it is quick. It's not slow. Then you kick it into V mode. And V mode is like sports mode in your car. When you're driving around town, you're doing 30, 40, 50, whatever, you're not really going to notice much of a difference by just driving it or driving it in sports mode. Start to get out of town, you get on the twisties, put your foot down, and then that's when you really notice sports mode. And that's what V mode is about. You put it in V mode, start ramping the wattage up, and that's where you really notice the difference. Because in V mode, it is going to ramp up faster, and it is going to stabilize the wattage. So you're not gonna get this. It's gonna go up, and it's gonna work really hard to stabilize that wattage and just hit. And I do really like that. I do really like that. Bypass mode, as I said before, this device will fire down to 0.05 ohms, and it'll fire up to 3.0. So if you put it in bypass mode the bypass mode is essentially going to work like a Mech, and it's just going to draw the power from the battery and deliver it. But it's still going to restrict you, because it is still going to monitor that, and it's going to protect you. It's not going to let you do bad things, okay? Because you wouldn't have a series mod and build down to 0.05, because that would be kind of insane, just a little insane. So it's still going to restrict it. I put the 0.15 build in this on my other RDA, and as you saw, it went up to 170, and then it started to drop, because that is sort of the sag that you're gonna get. So bypass mode is not really gonna be building that low, you're not really going to notice a lot from bypass mode. You might as well have it in V mode, ramp it up to 200 watts and let it just give you 200 watts. It's hitting hard at 200 watts. I'm not able to read the exact wattage of what this thing is actually putting out, but it's hitting hard. So you're better off in bypass mode to build up closer to the 3.0 ceiling. You're going to get the most out of bypass mode by doing that. Like I said, V mode is just, it's gonna tax your battery or batteries a little bit more. But if you want that performance, there's going to be that compromise. And that really is what Augvape is kind of using as the selling point of this mod is V mode. It does actually fit very comfortable in hand. It's not too heavy. I'm not going to tell you the exact grams of it with or without batteries, because you would have to know exactly how much that weight felt in your hand anyway before you'd be able to, get it. Because if somebody told me, oh, well, it weighs 165 grams, I'd be like, give me something that weighs 165 grams so I can tell. It's not heavy. I can carry this around all day and it's not going to weigh me down. I can put it in my pocket and my jeans aren't going to hit my ankles. Not right away anyway. So, bear that in mind. It is comfortable. I thought the firing button being integrated into the screen might be a little weird, but it fits perfectly for a thumb fire. You can fire it like this. You can flip it around and fire it with your finger. The only way I felt that this was kind of uncomfortable was putting it in my left hand, but I'm not a lefty, I'm a righty. I was born a righty, I'll die a righty. Not relevant at all, but that's just the way it is. Thumb can operate the up and down. It's not clicky buttons up and down. It's not click, 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 click to get what you want. It's just smooth scroll up, smooth scroll down. It's really easy to use. It felt kind of funky to begin with, but you pretty much get used to it fairly quick, actually. And so that's pretty much it. That's it. The V200 from Augvape. They sell it at £55, and in that price point, it's actually the lower end of the affordable sort of dual 18 650 200 watt mods. It's at the lower end of that. They quite a few that go higher, and it for price point, it's pretty freaking solid actually. So I would probably buy this before I bought my wife some clothes, mainly because my color matching skills suck. So I'm gonna get her something that, pink trousers with a beige and green top, and if I gave her the money, she'd likely buy scratch cards and lose, and then I wouldn't have the mod and she wouldn't have any money, so she'd be angry and I'd be hiding in my room, because that's what I did. Alright, so that's it. You guys take care. See you later.